Welcome, math models, to your final exam review. And I'm going to work through all the problems for you to show you how to do them. We can also talk about them throughout the rest of the week. So just kind of, if you're doing this with the sub, then just kind of save your questions for when I get back. So number one, Anna works in a restaurant kitchen as a chef trainee and earns $7.50 per hour. Her employer deducts 15% for income taxes and $25 for health benefits from her paycheck each month. If she works 40 hours per week for 4 weeks, what is her net pay? So you've got to take her total pay minus her income taxes and minus her health benefits. And if her income taxes are roughly 15% of her pay, then you're going to take 0.15 times her total pay to get the income taxes. And then for total pay, $7.50 per hour, 40 hours a week for 4 weeks. So you're taking on those and you're going to multiply them. So total pay is $7.50 times 40 hours per week times 4 weeks, and you're going to get $1,200. And that is super blurry, excuse me. Let's try this again. That's better. So you're going to take her then her total pay, so $1,200, minus her income taxes. So now we have to do that. So 0.15 times 1,200. And so when you multiply that, you get $180. So her income taxes are $180. And then minus $25 for health benefits, and then you get $995. Number 2, this month Anna is planning to take a vacation. She requires $960 to cover her monthly budget. What is the minimum number of hours she must work during the month to be able to cover her monthly budget? So you want to take her budget divided by her hourly wage. So in this case, that's 960 divided by $7.50 an hour. So we're just doing this before her deductions. And you get 128. So she needs to work at least 128 hours, again, ignoring deductions. Number 3, Jackson is married and inherited a house from his late grandparents. Although there's no mortgage on the house, property taxes must be paid annually. The county appraised the house at $85,500. The property is taxed by the city and county and separately by the school district. The tax rate for the city and county is $1.74 per $1,000 of value, and the school district tax rate is $1.85 per $1,000 of value. How much is the city and county tax on the house? So the school district business in the problem is not something you need in order to actually answer the question. So you can ignore the school district tax rate. Just use city and county. So set up a proportion. We have $1.74 in tax for every $1,000 of value on the house, and that equals X tax. That's what you're trying to find for the whole $85,500 of value, and then you cross multiply and divide. So you're going to get 1,000x equals 148,770, and then divide by 1,000. So you get x equals $148.77. Number 4. No, so 4 and 5 are connected problems. So we're both going to be using kind of the same information. So Jackson, his wife, and 2 children are filing the income taxes as married filing jointly and are using IRS tables to estimate their income taxes for the current year. Now this is an older table, but that's okay. Jackson's gross annual pay is $105,000, and his employer withheld $12,000 this past year. You're going to need that number for this problem down here. You're not going to need it for number 4. When filing, Jackson and his wife plan to take the standard deduction allowed, $12,600, and take 4 exemptions at $4,000 each. Using the exemptions and standard deduction, find Jackson's taxable income for the year. So you take his gross pay, subtract the deduction, subtract the exemptions, that gives you taxable income. Do not subtract the withholding. That comes into play right here. So we're going to take $105,000 minus his standard deduction, and minus the exemption. So they have 4 exemptions of $4,000 each. Stick that in your calculator and you get a taxable income of $76,400. Then number 4, use the answer from number 6 to determine the tax owed based on the IRS table below. Determine the amount of refund due to Jackson or the amount of money he still owes to the IRS. So what this means, withholding, remember, is what your employer takes out of your check for the government. So they had $12,000 withheld. And then you're going to take their taxable income and find it in this table, which is right here. Right there. Which means this is what, and the column will be indicated somehow which column you need to use. So they actually owed $10,694. So actually they overpaid. They paid the government $12,000, but they only owed $10,694. So subtract those and you get a refund of $1,306. So not bad for them. All right. Number 6, Rubio is beginning his first career-based job and will be earning a regular salary of $1,250 per month. He plans to have his money deposited directly to the bank account. So we're going to be comparing these two bank accounts. We have a direct deposit. So this right here is going to work in Rubio's favor. So he can avoid this monthly fee on Bank B by direct depositing at least $500 a month into his account, and he's going to be doing that because he's depositing $1,250 per month, so that's good. Bank A, on the other hand, he's going to have a service fee every month unless he keeps a minimum balance of $1,500. And so far that we don't know that he's going to be able to do that. So we don't necessarily like Bank A so far. Since he's just beginning, he has very little cash with which to open an account. That should be the word with. With which. You know what? I'll give extra credit if you find grammar mistakes. Why not? I know some of you like that. Rubio is interested in online banking services since he'll be renting an apartment and paying regular bills. So let's look at online banking. Access to online banking and bill pay, $3 a month. How about no? Access to online banking and bill pay included. Yes. Bank A, you're not looking too good at all. All right, he plans to make minimal. Oh, I skipped a line, didn't I? He also plans to open a savings account to eventually provide overdraft protection for his checking account. So overdraft protection. Okay, so we got some overdraft protection there. We got it here too. All right. That's a little bit more. But they both got it. Okay. He plans to make minimal use of ATMs, so we're not really worried about ATM fees either way. Analyze the offerings of 2 different banks and determine which bank will be the best choice for Rubio. So Bank B so far has 3 things in its favor and no real negatives. Bank A has some definite negatives for Rubio here. So Bank B is the better choice because he can avoid the monthly fee, he can have overdraft protection, and this includes online banking. Number 7, you have a 4-year-old car that runs fine. You saw an advertisement for a new 2016 truck that costs $50,000. You could make $850 payments by financing the truck for 5 years, or you could save $850 per month and pay cash later. How many months will it take to save $50,000 rather than financing now? So it turns out that this financing you're getting is actually pretty low interest. But the way you would do this, you take the cost, which is $50,000, and divide it by how much you could save, you could put aside each month. And in this case, we get about 58.8 months, so 59 months, which is almost the length of the loan, which is why I'm saying, hey, this car had a pretty low interest rate, to be honest. All right, 8 and 9 are a lot like number 3. It's about insurance instead of tax, but you do it the same way. You build a proportion first and then cross multiply and divide. So number 8, Brett Smith purchased insurance on his home for $280,000. If the insurance premium rate is 97 cents per $100 of value, so that's where you'll put the insurance rate, which amount would best represent his annual premium? So then we want to know, so 97 cents per $100 of value, so how much insurance for the whole $280,000 house? So you're going to cross multiply that and then divide by 100. So I get 100x equals 271,600. Divide by 100 on both sides, and you get x equals 2,716 for your home insurance. And then number 9 is going to be similar. So Peter Lacey purchased a $500,000 20-year life insurance policy. If the rate was $795 of, he's paying $795 per $1,000 of value for his insurance. Which amount would best represent his monthly payment? So $795 per $1,000 of insurance equals the insurance for the full $500,000 account. So you're going to cross multiply and divide by 1,000. Now, when you put this in your calculator, you may get an answer in scientific notation. It may look like this. Don't panic, it's fine. Just go ahead and divide it. But yes, you do have to write the E. Don't leave off the E. So I'll get to that in a minute. Kind of remember what that means. I think we may need to go over that together. So remember, just as an aside, this means times 10 to the 6th power. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So really it's almost a $4 million there. Anyway, so he would end up paying $3,975. Number 10, what is a W-2? It is a tax form provided by your employer that shows how much you earned the previous calendar year. That's really all it is. It also shows what were your deductions, health insurance, withholding, all that stuff, all that good stuff that you need in order to hopefully get your refund back from the government. Number 11. So number 11 is one that you put in list and spreadsheet, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing right now, but I'm going to just remind you where to find everything. You're on your calculator. You go to a new document. If it asks you about saving, just push no. Go to a list and spreadsheet. Enter your numbers in the white boxes, so I'm just going to put a few of them in. Okay, so you put in your numbers, then press menu, statistics, stat calculations, one variable statistics, number of lists, it's just one. Whatever it puts there is fine, just press enter, and then it will give you your values. So remember, mean is x bar, SX is standard deviation, and then if you scroll down, you will find the min, Q1, median, Q3, max, and then some other things you don't need. So obviously these numbers don't match this because I didn't put all the numbers in, but that's just a reminder of how to do it. Number 12, you may omit. That question was removed from the test. All right, 13, we're looking at loans, and when we did this in class, we used online loan calculators, and now a lot of you did not pay your Chromebook insurance, so we can't do that anymore, so we're going to have to use the TI Inspire, but there is something that will calculate loans on the TI Inspire, so let me show you. We're going to go to New Document and pick a calculator, then Menu, Finance Solver. You'll be presented with all these boxes. I'm going to zoom in. So N is the number of payments that we're going to make. So let's look at the problem. Sean is purchasing new dining room furniture and will finance it for 1 year. If you're financing for 1 year, that means you're paying for 12 months, so 12 payments. It's just the number of monthly payments. So in this case, it can be 12. Put 12. And then press the down arrow to get down again. I is your interest rate. So our interest rate for this furniture is 4.25%. By the way, don't finance furniture, please. Like, go to Goodwill if you can't afford it right then. Please don't finance your furniture. Save the financing for a car if you really must, or your house or something. Okay, so PV then is present value. So that just means what are you borrowing? PV is just what are you borrowing? And we're borrowing $1,875. Again, please don't do this. Payment is what you're looking for, so we're going to come back to that. Now, the last thing you need to set, future value you're going to be able to leave at 0. PPY is payments per year. And payments per year is always going to be 12 on these problems because we're paying every month. And then for some reason, if you press an arrow on this box, it's going to change your number. So just kind of click on payment again. It's really a pain in the butt, but don't press there. See, it did it to me again. Stay at 12. So once you land back on payment and make sure payments per year still says 12, I had to go back and fix mine. Just press enter. Now it's giving the payment as a negative number because it's coming off the value of the loan, but that's okay. Just your payment's going to be $159.87 per month. A couple is purchasing a new home. The home they hope to purchase is listed for $125,000, and they plan to apply for a 15-year mortgage with an annual interest rate of 5.75%. What is the monthly payment for this home purchase if they have a down payment of $25,000? So let's go through. Let's go back to our finance solver. And I'm just pressing the up arrow to get back to N. So N again is the total number of payments. Now, we have a 15-year loan here. How many months in 15 years? Well, 15 years times 12 months a year is 180 months. So over the life of this loan, we are making 180 payments. So change this to 180. Our interest rate was 5.75. Our present value. Now, present value is how much you're borrowing. So be careful. The home is $125,000, but we have a down payment. So price minus down payment equals what you're actually borrowing. So just be real careful that you don't put the whole price in there. So $125,000 minus $25,000 equals $100,000. So your present value is $100,000. But $100,000. Payments per year can just stay at 12 the same way it was before. Go down to your payment box, press enter. So our payments, our monthly mortgage payments will be $830.41. 15. The couple is considering obtaining a $95,800 mortgage to purchase a home. The mortgage will be for 30 years with a 5.25% annual interest rate. I can't talk, I apologize. The cost to maintain the home being considered in landscaping and repairs is approximately $100 per month on average. It actually seems cheap to me, depending how big their lawn is, I guess. The couple might choose to rent an apartment instead at $625 per month. So just leave the apartment stuff right now. Let's calculate the mortgage first, and then we'll come back to this. So we're kind of just breaking off there. Okay, get out your finance solver. Now this is a 30-year loan. So over 30 years, take 30 times 12, you get 360 payments over 30 years. The interest rate was 5.25. And the house cost, what was it, 95,000 something? 95,800. Go down to your payment box, press enter. So our mortgage is going to be 529.01. So let's write that down. Mortgage 529.01. And then we know we're adding costs, like repair costs and things like that. So we're adding that on. So the home we think is going to cost us $629.01 if you include the landscaping and things like that, those other costs per month. The apartment, on the other hand, will cost $625 per month. Calculate the difference between the total cost of mortgage and maintenance for 1 year on the purchased home and the rental cost for 1 year. So what's the difference? So let's see. For purchasing the home, we're going to spend $629.01 each month. For rent, we're going to spend $625. And then we're doing that for a whole year. So multiply by 12. So stick that in your calculator, and you get a difference of about $48.12. Number 16. Lucas is buying a $750,000 house with 10% down on a 30-year mortgage at a fixed rate of 5.2%. And then we're going to use our finance solver to get the mortgage. So 10% down. We're going to take $750,000 times 0.01, which gives us $75,000. Okay, so this was the down payment right here. So actually, when it asks for present value, we're going to subtract those. So this is going to actually be our present value. Then let's just put the rest into our finance solver. So number of payments, it's another 30-year loan, so that's 360 months overall. Our interest rate was 5.2. Our present value was this right here, $675,000. Payment we don't know yet, that's what we want to figure out. Payments per year is 12, and again, try not to press the arrows when you click back to payment, and then just press enter. So then his mortgage is going to be $3,706, and you're going to have to round that to 50 cents. Number 17. The Grove City Garden Club has 28 members. The Garden Club plans to host a flower parade at the local botanical gardens in the spring. A committee of 7 members is to be selected to oversee the event. How many outcomes are possible for the committee of 7 members if order doesn't matter? So remember, order doesn't matter is NCR. Remember, combination and permutation. So just type NCR 28.7 in your calculator. Then you're going to get that there are this many, that many different committees that they could form. So 1,184,040 different possible committees, which is crazy. 1812 children compete in a swim meet. There are 3 prizes, gold, silver, and bronze. In how many ways can the children be awarded the prizes? So order does matter in this case. Like gold is first, silver is second, bronze is third. Obviously, it matters which one comes first. So you're going to use P, so NPR, it's a permutation. Put that in your calculator, and it turns out there are 1,320 different kind of finishing orders. So 1,320 different ways that the kids could win gold, silver, and bronze. Number 19, a survey of 1,000 families with 3 children found that 33% had 3 girls and 1 boy. Find the theoretical probability of a family with 3 children. So we're at 3 children now, not 4 children. Having 2 girls and 1 boy. So let's see how many different options there are. We could have all girls, all boys, or we could have a girl, a boy, and a boy. Or we could have a boy, a girl, and a girl. Or boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl. Boy, boy, girl, 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 boy. Now those are all the options we have. So we've got 8 different options for the ways they could have these 3 children. And how many of them have 2 girls and 1 boy? So we're out of 8. Something out of 8. So 2 girls, nope, 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 nope. Okay, 2 girls and a boy, 2 girls and a boy, 2 girls and a boy. So there's 3 out of 8 probability of getting 2 girls and a boy. Number 20, use the dot plot to calculate the percentage of values less than 6. That's all I got to do. So less than 6 right here. Just got to count the dots. And I'll save you some trouble. There's 3, 3, 7, 6, 6, 3, and then 4, 8, 2, 8. There's 28 here and 50 total. And then you're going to have to simplify that by dividing by 2. So you get 14 out of 25. 21, the graduation committee of Futura College is planning a graduation dinner party and wonders about their classmates' preferences for food to be served at the event. They have email addresses of most of the class and would like to learn their classmates' preferences from among 3 possible entrees. Which type of research will be most useful in this situation and for what reason? So types of research are observational study, an experiment, like a controlled experiment, or a survey. Now, you're not going to experiment on them. You're not going to like put them in a little room and give them different food choices and force them to choose that way. I mean, nobody does that. That's weird, right? Observational would mean maybe you watch what they eat in the cafeteria at lunch, which is a little creepy. And also may not help you because that may not be the choices that they're going to have at this special event. So, I mean, best way is just a survey. It's just the most straightforward way in this case, just to ask them what they're going to want. All right, 22, the mean, median, and mode of the salaries. So I'll go ahead and go through this one the whole way. You're going to want your calculator. And you're going to want to add a list and spreadsheet page. And I'm going to enter my numbers and I will be right back. Got my numbers in. Notice I moved off that last number that I typed, which is often important with this calculator. And now I want to go to menus, statistics, stat calculations, one variable statistics, push OK. For some reason it's doing this to me. It's wanting to say list B, and I don't want list B. Let's just put OK and see what happens. No. There. Anyway, so if it does that to you, which has never done that to me before today, just let me show you what I did. Yeah. Put my cursor back in list A. I don't know why I did that. So menu 411, enter. Make sure that's where you put your numbers. Enter again. And remember, X bar is the mean. So the mean, which is X bar, is 746.5. The median is going to be further down the list, so just keep going. Right there, 784.5. And then the mode the calculator is not going to do for you. You got to do it yourself. But there's 1019 there twice, and the others don't repeat. So your mode is 1019. '23. Samuel's parents know the importance of saving money for the future. Samuel wonders about others in his community of approximately 35,000 people. He decides to collect data on the amount of savings of 30 adults over the age of 35. Below is the collected data showing the amount of savings in dollars of 30 people. And we want to estimate the population mean. You could add these and divide by 30, or you could go ahead and put them in list in spreadsheets. That's up to you. But you should get this. So $11,596.30. And then last, true or false, given the bar graph above, the total UV indexes of Boise, Concord, and Denver. Okay, so Boise, Concord, and Denver are greater than the UV indexes of Atlanta and Miami. Are they greater? No, of course not. False. Oh. Except they want total. That's weird. So it's asking us for the total, which is kind of a weird thing to ask about UV index. I mean, like, you're not going to sit there and add a UV index. So this is a bizarre question, but okay. So 7, 8, and 7, which is, that's 14, so 22. And then 9 plus 10 is 19. So yes, if for some reason you add these three together and compare it to that, well, yeah, these three together are greater. Not sure why you're adding a UV index, but that's cool. Anyway, that's a confused smiley face. Let me know if you have any questions next time I see you, and have a great evening.